How do you want to shape your life? Do you have a clear answer to that question? Follow-up question, is there any question that's actually more important to that for you, for how your life is shaped? I think there's not. You can think about it for yourself. Let me know if you have a question that feels more important than that in the comments. And if you agree that this is one of the most important questions that you can ask yourself, then stick around. We're going to go deeper into it, into why it matters. So, okay, if we're talking about your whole life, that's pretty broad. Let's get into a specific example to help get more clear on why this matters. So, if you have a vacation coming up and you want to go on a trip, do you pack your bag randomly and just walk out the door without any idea of where you want to go? No, probably not. Probably not. But so many of us live our lives that way. With so many aspects of our lives, we just kind of end up seeing what happens. But if you have a vision for what kind of vacation you want to have, say you want to go to the beach, then you can look into which beaches are good options for you and decide on one to travel to. You can decide how you want to get there, if you want to drive or fly, and you know how to pack your bag. Then if you're just like, I'm going on vacation. When you have a direction in mind, it changes how you do things. I'm going to share a quote. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's from the Buddha, great source of many quotes. So here we go. The quote says, as the carpenter shapes the wood, as the archer aims the arrow, so the wise shape their lives. Think about that. Okay. So the carpenter shaping wood with intention. The carpenter is not just like, oh, let's just start chopping up the wood and we'll just nail something down here and we'll just see what happens. No, the carpenter has a plan. The archer isn't just like closing their eyes and like shooting the arrow wherever. No, the archer is aiming for a very specific target. And the Buddha is saying that is how wise people live their lives. Not just like, oh, whatever, we'll see what happens. No, making a plan, having a target that you're aiming for. So, okay, something I want to note about that is that when when you have a direction, it's still a process of learning as you go and constantly refining that direction. Like going back to the carpenter and the archer, when the carpenter was starting out, they probably slipped up and messed up some pieces of wood from making the cut wrong or not measuring things exactly in the most precise way. But the carpenter learns through experience. And same with the archer. When the archer was starting out, they probably were not hitting bullseyes 100% of the time. Maybe even missing the target more than hitting it. But through the process of practicing, lining up that arrow, getting more of a sense of how to line it up, then the archer gets so much more precise in being able to hit the target. So we grow our skills by practicing. That's how it is with our lives. We grow in wisdom through messing up, through not quite hitting the target, but keep practicing and you'll learn how to aim more precisely. And I'm going to give you an example from me. Hey, I'm Joelle, by the way. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the founder of Butch Yoga, and I am here to share spiritual ideas, share ideas about personal development from a different perspective than you might usually hear. So stick around if you're into that sort of thing. So talking about aiming towards something, I'm aiming towards getting better at making YouTube videos. But you might be able to notice now, I'm looking down at my notes. The camera's not the best quality. Probably the audio quality is going to get better as time goes on. I'm going to get better at like editing these videos, but I'm aiming for that. So here I am, I'm practicing. What are you aiming towards that you want to practice more? What are you aiming towards that you feel like, oh, I can't hit that target? How could you start moving on the path to get there? Very interesting question to ask yourself. Keep refining, keep figuring it out. Kind of like also with flying a plane. I've never flown a plane. I don't know if you have, but something that I have heard about the process is that pilots do course correcting as they go. They don't just set the course and not make any changes until they get there. The whole time that they're flying, they're making these little adjustments of just a degree or two as they're seeing what track they're on, which I guess is influenced by the winds and that kind of thing, which that's also like life. Maybe you have a direction, but there's some kind of wind of the events that happen in the world that set you on a little bit of a different track than you had initially planned on. So you adjust along the way, keeping your destination in mind. That's also a thing. The pilots don't get in the plane and they're like, let's just see where we end up. No, they have a very specific destination in mind. There's a flight plan. People are informed on the other end of like the schedule of when to expect them. There's all of this planning involved, all of like a very clear vision about how they're going to get there and where they're going. And knowing where you're going helps you plan out how you're going to get there. So, anyway, how do you know what your direction is? You've been given so many ideas from different people about what are the paths that are for you. What are the possibilities that are open to you? And a lot of people telling you, oh, this is what you should do. Oh, this is a good path. But the thing to ask yourself is, what do you really want for yourself? And something to consider about that is that maybe what you want for yourself in life, maybe that direction does align with how you'll make money in the world. Maybe it doesn't. Either way, that's okay. That's okay. It's something to consider, though, about how you want to do things. And just because your like work to make money in the world is not your like vision for your life, that doesn't mean you can't still find other ways to feed into that direction for yourself. So, okay. Who do you want to be? How can you make moves to become more of that person? How can you take steps to be moving in the direction of becoming more of that kind of person? I want you to reflect on that. And let me know in the comments if you have any ideas about what you see as your direction here. What's the direction that you'd like to be going in? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And thanks for joining me on this video. All right, that's it for now. Check out the links in the description if you feel like you want to connect more. At the current time that I'm recording this, I am available to talk one-on-one with you. If you're like, I want to talk about my direction. I want to know what that is. I want some support to get more clear on that because I am here for you to talk about that. I mostly focus on working on self love with people and connecting with what your direction is. I feel is one of the deepest forms of self love, of really connecting with what you want for yourself more deeply and offering that to yourself. Part of the catch with that, though, is you need to feel like you deserve it. That's where the self love comes in, to make the moves, to follow your direction. You need to feel like that's something that you deserve. So remember that you do deserve to go in the direction of what you want. That's, I believe, at a deep level, that's what we are here to do, that we are here to tune in to what we want most and then live that through the choices that we make, through the ways that we express ourselves, through the ways that we connect with others. So I'd love to talk about it with you. Hit me up. Let's talk more. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.